Okay, there's a man coming forward, a man who was you in a past life. He's a little nervous coming forward because he's a sheep farmer, and he's wearing like a vest made out of sheep's wool, and he's got like leather breeches on, and he's got like a dark hair and like blue eyes, but he's got like a big mustache. I'm getting like Hungarian is what I believe, and I think it's about he's saying like mid 1500s. And he's like of course he doesn't call himself Hungarian, that's just the current geographic location of where he was, and he's laughing be wow. He's laughing because he said it never made any mind to him what happened in politics because he lived, in the middle of nowhere on a mountaintop. So he spent all his time, literally picking flowers and like carving things out of wood and passing time while he was off with like sheeps and goats and three cows. He's very proud of three cows out in the middle of nowhere in the pastures. That was like he said they didn't have any concept of fencing in pastures. They would just go out with the animals and live in freedom. But he's very this is interesting. He's like very sort of shy and timid because he didn't spend too much time with people. So you actually frighten him a little bit because he says you're a force to be reckoned with. You're a very powerful being in this life that he thinks of you almost like a tornado of persona. Um, Not because that was your choice to be that way, but because life dictated that that was how you would survive. And he says he's not sure. Okay, he's got a few things to say, but he said he came into this life to help you with your life, but your life has been so forceful that he has felt almost inept and unable to help you because you um, overwhelm him with your ability to pull strength up into yourself and go ahead. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, good. Um, and your determination and your ability to focus on your goal and make damn sure it's going to happen just leaves him agape with admiration. Those are his words. And he feels humbled because he joined with you in this life to help you, and instead he has learned so much from you that the only way he feels he helps you is when you have moments where you allow yourself to relax. He sends loving nature connection to you. That there is nothing he loves more than, okay, this you will understand, than sitting on a mountaintop surrounded by the animals he loves. He has a little carved flute he'll play. Sometimes he carves more, and then oh, he enjoys carving like a wooden chain because he'll carve it out of one piece of wood, but each link will then be separate, free floating, and that takes focus and mastery. And he's very proud of this. He says, "What do you do with a slender wooden chain?" Sometimes he floats it down a creek. um, because he said, you will understand this. It's not the goal, it's the activity that creates beauty. Um, and that is the one thing he said he's able to help you with when you have the moments when you let yourself fall back into beauty. He is always there to catch you. Um, so he's like pulling a lock of hair on his forehead and says, there are other lives that want to come forward. He just wanted to introduce himself. Okay, I'm asking for his name. Begins with a G. It sounds to me like he's saying something like Gael, but this name means nothing to me. But this is the closest I'm able to get to it. So he pulls his forelock and he steps back. But he wants you to know he had a very good life. And he married, he had children, and no politics or war ever came near them. And no major disease or anything. So he sends you love purely from his heart to yours. And he extends his joy of pure existence to you. But he says there are others that are, who will be more helpful. He just wished to welcome you and let you know, that he says you've faced much non-love in this life, but know that outside of this life, of course, in this life, there's also much love. But he said outside of this life, much of your existence is all love in all directions, inward, outward, all around. That he wants you to know that any quest for love is always guaranteed fruition, because that is what you are all about. And that is much of the work of your existence is about. He feels it's important for you to know that